Hey everyone, as of this video, Unity has just released version 2020.2 and one of the new features is support for C# 8. So today, we're going to look at C# 8 switched expressions from in Unity. So with that, we'll get started. Okay, so before I get into creating scripts for the switch statements and the new switch expression in C# 8, I'm just going to do some configuration and setting up. So we're just going to create a quick sprite. So under 2D sprites, we're going to create a square. Now, in versions of Unity prior to Unity 2020.2, you might find the sprites in here, just in case you don't find it here. We're going to drag that into the hierarchy. We're going to change it on the X and Y just to make it a little bit bigger. And we're going to create a script. And we're going to call this change color. And I'm going to drag that onto the square. So we can see that it's there. Okay, we're going to open that up. And it's opened up on the wrong monitor for some reason. So let me drag it over to here. Now I'm going to copy some code to speed the tutorial up a little bit, so just to keep it nice and short. All right, so I'm going to not going to go into a huge amount of actually I'll put that in the right spot. I'd like to keep these on the outside. So basically what we've done here is we've created a structure of colors, and we've got white, red, green, blue, yellow, and magenta. And by default, it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the values. I'm not going to go into a whole explanation as how enum works, but if you want to know, just drop comments in the comments. Drop a comment in the comment section, and we'll answer you. Alrighty, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm again going to copy some code. I'm just going to drop it in here. I'm going to quickly explain this as well. So the very first one here is we've got serialized field, private colors, and we're calling it sprite color, and we're defaulting it to the enum of colors.white. So this is going to allow us to select any one of these colors from within the inspector. And this one we're just going to set up, and we're going to cache the variable. So one more line of code, and that's just going to cache it. So we're getting the component sprite renderer and storing it in the SR value. So every update, what we can do now is we can say SR material dot color equals get color, and then we can pass in this sprite color. Now I'm going to copy the code again just so that we can keep the tutorial short, and I will explain the code. And this is a standard, again, Visual Studio keeps doing this to me. Hang on a second. If this ever happens to you where the Unity side is not working, like the IntelliSense and everything like that, just close it down and we'll just reopen the script up. I don't know why this, but it's getting worse and worse and worse. Unity, I don't know whether it's a fault with Unity or it's a fault with Visual Studio. But anyway, long story short, just close it down and reopen it back up. Anyway, so basically we've got here is a basic switch statement. So if you're not familiar with a switch statement, we've got a function here that says get color. We're passing in that enum value, and we're going to say if that enum value is of colors.white, so it matches colors.white, red, green, blue, yellow, or magenta from up here in any of these here, then we're going to return that as a color. And we've got a default so that if that color is not returned, then we're going to throw in a not implemented exception. Now, if I go back to Unity and select the square, I should then be able to hit play. And if I select one of these colors, it should then change, which it does. And that is the basic switch statement. So if we then go back to the code, and I'm going to create, I'm going to rename that as old. And again, I'm going to copy, actually, no, I won't copy, I'll write this in. But I will copy this line here. And I'll just paste it here. Now, instead of creating this as a method, as what we would normally do, I'm going to create this as a Lambda expression. And then I'm going to say, well, we're passing in color band, so I'll call this color band. And then I'll write switch, curly brace, close the curly brace, and with the semicolon. And we've got expression, and that should be get color. There we go. I'll just take that indentation. Oh, actually, I should leave the indentation. Oops, wrong way. There for now. So that's basically how the expression works. It's basically saying, okay, we're passing in the color band, we're doing a switch straight away, and within the expression body, we're now going to say what we need to return. And it's just as simple as just writing colors.white. So the first one's going to be white, and we're just going to do another Lambda expression. So if it equals that, then we're going to return a color, but we don't write return color like we've done in the previous one down here. What we do is I'm going to, like, if we look at the color.white, it shows down here that the RGB color is 1, 1, 1, and 1. So this is equivalent to doing the same thing as what I've got down below. So if we say 1F, 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 comma, like that. And I can do, let me copy that, change this to red. And because we know that this is red, green, blue, and then alpha, we can make this 0, that 0, and leave that as 1. And then we know that that's going to be red. And if we hover over the color red, we can see that it is equivalent to what we've just typed. But for the rest of this, I'm just going to type color.green, if I can spell. And again, Lambda expression. Whoops, it's colors green. I probably picked really bad variable names, but let's just go with color green. And colors.blue, Lambda expression, color.blue, colors.yellow, Lambda expression, whoops, Lambda expression, color.yellow. And what we've got left? Magenta, so colors.magenta, color.magenta. Now you'll notice that the switch has got a green line hovering underneath it, and it's basically doesn't really say that there, but it's basically saying that we are not returning everything. So what it's basically saying is if we went up here and said no color available, then we don't have that listed here, so we need a default value, the same as what we've got down here. And to do a default value, we do underscore Lambda expression, And this time I'm just going to copy this code and put it up here. You don't have to put a comma there, but you can if you want to. I normally don't, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now if we now go back to the editor, we should now be able to play that. Make sure we have the square selected. And when we select the blue, it should change blue. Green will go green. Red will be red. And when we select no color, it should throw an exception in the console. And there you go. But because it's in the update, it's going to keep going and going and going. So you would normally not write it this way, but this is just a quick way of explaining how easy it is to write. Now, it's debatable as to whether it looks shorter, but believe me, once you get the hang of how the new C#8 switch expression works, you can write it quicker than you can doing the other one. And yeah, it looks a little bit neater, I suppose. But if you're not familiar with it, then that's how it looks. Well, we've come to the end of another video, and I do thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video and would like to help support the channel grow, then please do subscribe. And to get notified of new content being added, make sure to press that bell.